So we're going to get started. Hello, everyone. We're here for designing for multimodal search experiences. So this is a bit of a weird topic because it is one of those we're building the web again types of topics. Not only that, but oh no, countdown has not started. So I have 15 plus minutes, less now, to make my point and convince you. So first of all, who am I? Hi, my name is Myriam Jessier. Come on in, it's not too late, come on in. So I'm co-founder of Neurospicy agency. So it's a neurodiverse agency because you don't market to different brain wirings the same way you would for 80% of the population. And a Pragm agency, which is a technical marketing agency. So I'm not a dev. I wish I could be, but coding bores me. Now, telling you where you messed up in your code, I'm excellent at this. Complaining, yes. So, without further ado, what are we talking about? We're talking about generative search. And generative search, no double chin, we're good? Fantastic. So generative search will gather information from all over the web, text, videos, charts, anything, and not anything, okay, anything with little dots. And we will connect the dots in a logical way to build a single smart answer just for you. And if we can track it, obviously, we will, because the web is creepy. But what I'm trying to say is images, videos, voice, they all contribute to a universal language. It makes sense. And it makes sense because humans have this weird tendency of, poking your friend going, look at this. That's an intuitive way of sharing information. So what do LLMs do, the ones that, enable you to search? Well, it uses reasoning chains to logically connect the dots between all the information it finds. So I have ADHD, and when I describe movies, I describe them like nobody's business. Yeah, nobody understands what I'm talking about usually, but LLMs do. So if I'm saying, and I did this for real, oh yeah, but you know the movie about male breast cancer, and it has soap in it, and there's a group you can't talk about, and when middle-aged dads decide to go to the gym, they bring the photo of the actor from that movie saying, I want that body. Well, yeah, the machine's like, yeah, Fight Club, I got you. And this is brand new for me. I'm excited because I finally make sense to something most of the time. But it goes further than that. So as I said, I do technical marketing. Now, I can go in the store and take a picture of something and go, is it vegan? Is it low calorie? And I don't have to wait for the brand to actually spell it out for me. I get that information right away. Snap, and I got it. Except when I don't. And the reason why I don't is, as you can see in the Netherlands, their name is upfront. Like, they're excited to share their ingredients. They're excited to be upfront with you, but they're not really machine vision friendly, are they? So am I going to find the information? No, because now product packaging is a landing page on its own. It is branding, but branding for people like me, for web-oriented people. So you have to keep in mind that unlike discovery or doom scrolling, every search journey starts with an intent. I want to do something. So what do I want to do? Well, here's an example. I want to quickly capture something and identify it. So this has been my life for, the past few years. I have a toxic trait where I will go in people's, not go, but I will walk past a garden and go, what is that plant? I want it. And I'm not alone. This avoids technical descriptions. Have you ever tried to describe, well, it's a green leaf and it's kind of round. Can you tell me what it is, Google? That doesn't work. So this leads to faster troubleshooting. Awesome. But we also do visual comparison, helping us make informed decisions comparing what we see. So this seagull is a real seagull that my designer friend retrofitted for my talk. But all of the visuals I chose, I took a screenshot of one of them. I'm like, what style is that? What keyword do I type in Canva to find more of this? And it was like, halftone. I'm like, awesome. It reduces complex descriptions and measurements. I love pointing at microwaves and going, how do I use this? Here's the error thing. And it will guide me. Cool. Information processing. So it's going to turn visual data into actionable insights. Like, one of the things I love to do is open people's fridges and go, what can I make with this? People give me consent with this, huh? But it's like, okay, come on in. No? Okay. So it helps you skip manual typing and model searching, for example. Hey, I need here's my printer. I want to find the cartridge. Modification search, I can find exactly what I want with precise attributes. So for example, I could go maybe point at your lovely turtleneck and go, mock turtleneck, and go, I want this in blue. And it works. So you can avoid, hunting down for parts numbers. You can avoid compatibility issues. You can make sure that it works. My favorite pet peeve is to say, I want this, but with pockets. I want pockets in every piece of clothing. But you see how I've started pointing out all that stuff? If you want to take a minute, I actually made an entire spreadsheet of every type of behavior that I could map out that people have when it comes to generative search. So it can be like quickly capture, but it can be error diagnostic, it can be, manual reading, it can be, my favorite thing is whenever I go into any country, what the heck am I buying? What does it contain? So I'm gonna just leave it up. Okay, cool. You can always go back to it. I will share my, sorry. Here you go. So the end game is for you to really understand how this aligns to more intuitive stuff. Because like I said, as humans, we have a way to search things. I used to be a librarian, and the amount of people was like, but the book by the 16th century philosopher from who speaks Catalan. I'm like, no, I don't. So we have this tendency to assume that it's easy to search, and it's not always the case. Now it's easier. Where does that leave you? Because, optimizing a website or a social media account is not the same. So you need to design for context and not for the full experience that you fully control. You don't control all of this. You influence it. And AI search is highly context aware. Location, time of day, personal history. The end game is to provide the best answer possible. So now we can describe this going, well, Google used to be a librarian. It would point at books or sites that exist. The intuitive web is more like a detective. You give it a clue, and then it will ask a ton of questions for you. That's called query fan out. And it will try to answer. So if you say, I want the best headphones, it's going to try to search for multiple things to see, okay, what does the user mean with best headphones? And it's going to try a few queries. Oops, I'm going faster than I should. So this means that it will build a brand new answer. It's not pointing at a website that already exists. It's not finding an old one. It's building a new one. So I have a friend of mine who gave me a query because he was looking for a summer suit. He's really into suits. He doesn't work in finance. And you see all the questions that the machine is going around like, okay, I got you. I'm trying to figure out all angles of that question. And the process is actually quite complex. I have 7 minutes. I'm not describing this, but there's a link here, and you will be able to look into it. Let me sum it up for you. It breaks down the web into small, self-contained building blocks of information. They are glamorously called chunks. And these chunks can be a single paragraph, a bullet point in a list, a row in a table, a product spec. And it will synthesize this. It will get the best, most trustworthy chunks, and best is what it decides, not you. That's the problem. From all over the web, synthesize them and assemble them in a brand new custom-built answer just for you. So how do you design for this? Yeah, we have to define that. So principle number 1, design for chunking and clarity. And I do not want you to get mathematical about chunks. I know that if you're an engineer, you're going to try to figure this out. I want you to think with the human side. How about you make your content easy for humans to read and process? This will help AI to disassemble this into those valuable Lego bricks it uses. So, concrete piece of advice. If you have an insurance policy that does not require a medical appointment, don't bury that information at the end where nobody finds it, because if this is what humans are looking for, it doesn't matter what you want, they will find it. And if they can't find it on your site, they'll find it somewhere else. The LLM will look. Principle number 2, design for emotion. What am I saying here? Create content that has the tone and emotional context for your intended audience. And if you're stuck here and you're wondering, what? Well, sentiment is now an anchor. It is a strong signal. So if I'm looking for a fun spring, summer dress, that model better be joyous as all hell in that photo, okay? Because if that is the typical Zara depressed face, it's not screaming fun dress, okay? I understand it's fashion. It doesn't match my mood. Principle number 3, design for confidence. What does that mean? Well, we have so much AI slop. We have so much crap online. What do you trust? Every single company is like, we're the best out there. Okay, so if everyone's the best, who's the best? When AI can see that your information is reliable, it's more likely to retrieve your chunk. That's why it keeps going for Wikipedia. And oh, we can debate about Wikipedia, but I don't have enough time for this. It's not necessarily the most trusted source. So how do you get started when you're in development? Well, Google tried to answer this, this quandary, and here's a link to it. It's a beautiful 181 page PDF. If you want to fall asleep, it is dry. There is no design effort. There's no UX effort in here. It is just a guide for humans to analyze websites and basically reinforce the systems that rank content. They prioritize real-world experience, show me that you're not a machine, subject expertise, recognized authority, and trustworthiness. So if I, as a technical marketer, say something about marketing and you say something, it's going to value me more because I have a bigger footprint in that area. So for example, a pregnant lady and a pregnancy doctor, pregnancy doctor is going to take precedence. Principle number 4, design for image vision. Make sure your logo, assets, product, packaging is machine readable. And I have a tip here. You can use Google Cloud Vision API. There's a demo to actually know this. Those are some of the screenshots that I have in my slide. They're from there. You need to be on brand as well. Be consistent about all of this. So what does it mean to be on brand? You need to be OCR friendly, like machine vision is important. Your logo, is it recognized as a logo? Or is it recognized as something else? Are you now an entity? Are you understood to be that company? Principle number 6, you need to become a data philanthropist. What does it mean? Be generous, okay? Feed the LLM. You don't need a PR campaign. You're not Elon Musk. You can do it in the shadows. You can actually feed that information. AI doesn't just accept multimodal inputs from the user. It actively will seek out and synthesize multimodal content to build its answers. So I was talking to someone here today that has a wonderful ERP. And I was like, okay, and he told me something very important. Clients love it when they see it. I'm like, do you make little video demos per vertical, per type of industry, per type of client? And they're like, yes. I'm like, great. So can you make it available like online, not just for clients when you send it? Because that is LLM food. You don't have to fight with marketing to get them to write a landing page. The information is in the video, okay? This is what I mean by be a data philanthropist. Make sure that these tools actually understand what you're about, your topic, your brand, your whatever. Because if they don't, you risk semantic drift. What is that? Well, it's what happens when an LLM misaligns with what you're trying to say and says the opposite. So we've had this issue with some clients where imagine if you're Chanel and ChatGPT goes, oh yeah, that's Temu quality. Great. We go, oh, no, this does not work. Or worse, if it went, oh, you know that $5 dupe? Yeah, same quality. Oh, you have a problem here. So now that I gave you all the tips, let's recap with the minute and a half that I have. Principle number 1, design for chunking and clarity. Please, long prose does not work. Quick FAQs being clear. And when I say clarity, that doesn't mean short answers, okay? If you are writing short answers that are ambiguous, that don't actually say something, doesn't count. If you put in a lot of marketing fluff, it will do also a lot of harm. Number 2, design for emotion. Like I said, sentiment matters. So is your team photo happy? Should it be? Should it look expert? Number 3, design for confidence. If you sound like a Southern American MAGA fan and you're telling me I will be your banker, I'm not trusting you. Humans don't work that way. And principle number 4, design for image vision. So remember, now this gets eaten up and understood with the context. Principle number 5, be on brand. It has to make sense. It has to be parsable. It has to differentiate you. And number 6, become a data philanthropist, okay? So when I say share the data that would actually matter. Make sure it's accessible to humans and machines. So thank you very much for spending those 15 minutes with me. You can also work with me if you want, because I'm one of those consultant people that is available. And I wish you a wonderful afternoon.